Hello, welcome to the final Connecting Live of the week. I am Lydia Dedal. Welcome. Come join me. Just waiting for one Bradley Skeete to get connected and then we'll get this interview started. Hope everyone is keeping well. Let's see. Don't forget, when Bradley joins, pop in your questions. And if they're good, I'll ask them at the end of the interview. And if they're bad, well, I won't. But if they're really good, I'll have a look and then I'll ask it myself and pretend that it's mine. Happy Bradley should be connected. I hope. Hi!
Hello, you alright?
How are you doing?
Yeah, all good.
Thanks so much
No
for
worries.
joining me. It's been a while. I haven't spoken to you in a good bit, hasn't it?
No, last lockdown it was.
Yeah, that feels like a year ago, but it was like
Yeah,
6 months ago.
it's been a while, ain't it?
Yeah, it has been. Have you been?
Yeah, really good, really good. Obviously, fresh start now. When you last spoke to me, I didn't know what I was doing. I obviously wanted to get back to boxing, but yeah,
Well, the last time we spoke, it was kind of like, are you retired? You know, people
yeah,
are saying you're retired. Are you coming back? What's happening? So then obviously the big news is you've joined Ingle's gym with Dominic Ingle. So that's huge.
that's the one. Yeah, that's it.
So we have to talk about it.
Yep.
How did it all come about?
It was like it wasn't something I was thinking about, to be honest. Obviously I wanted to get back to boxing and wanted to get back training and fighting again. And but to be honest, like we spoke about, I got stuck in a routine of working and doing my PT and that was everyday life. It seemed, and I can see why people was assuming that I'd retired and nothing, like I wasn't going to be coming back, because that's probably what they was seeing me doing more on my social media than actually in the gym training and getting ready for a fight. But I've always kept in contact with Naz, and I was training a young kid, Lightning Junior, and then Naz always, like, he really looked up to Naz too, and Naz always promised to come down to the gym and like to check him out and see the gym, and he did come. He come down and as a surprise, and he come with his two boys, Adam and Sammy, and they done a bit of training and they loved the gym, and they just said, listen, you need to come up to Sheffield. Um, you've got to bring Lightning up to Sheffield. Come like to the Ingle Gym. And obviously I knew all about the Ingle Gym from fighting and a kid growing up myself. I watched Naz myself and like Brendan Ingle and like Johnny Nelson, Ryan Rhodes, all in the gym. So always wanted to go and visit the gym anyway. So we arranged and we come up. I took some training stuff with me. Lightning was training. I'd done a bit of training, and from the first day I walked through the door, I had a buzz, like a real good buzz, and I just felt good. Do you know what I mean? Like, when just in somewhere feel good. I know all the boys in the gym. Done a few sessions and really enjoyed it. And then halfway through the week, had a little chat with Dom, and he was just asked like, what's your plans? What you doing? And I told him I wanted to fight again, and he said, listen, you're not getting no younger. Like, you've done a good few days now. It's now or never. You like, just come back next week, and you're more than welcome to come and train. And then it was like, I just didn't know that. I was like, wow. And but where I'd enjoyed the training, and I wanted more. Do you know what I mean? I really wanted more. And yeah, I just never looked back. Moved up here, and yeah, been up here. I think this is my 6th week now, and been going really well.
Well, from just a boxing fan's perspective, it looks like you've settled in, like
Yeah,
you've always been there. Do you know what I mean? Which
yeah,
is always good to see when someone goes to a gym for the first time. But there's loads in there that you just said. Obviously, I want to speak about the conversation that you had with Dominic a little bit more.
yeah.
But also, I'm super interested in this kid, Lightning. Like, there's so many kids who message me or like who people send me profiles, check this kid out, and I'm forever going, oh my god, amazing, really good, oh keep at it, you're gonna be a world champion, like sending DMs. But someone
Yeah,
sent me his profile and I watched his videos. He is phenomenal.
he's a good kid. He's a good kid, and he's only 14. And if he sticks at it, he can definitely go all the way. He's listen, he's with me. He's moved up here with me, so he's with me.
So
And
would he have been training with you already, Brad?
yeah, he was with me. He
Okay.
was with me. So I was training him like up in the gym. So he was with me every day anyway. So I've been training him for over a year now, and yeah, he's a real good kid. He's if he sticks at it, I'm sure he'll go all the way. And
Hmm.
listen, he's been up to the Ingle Gym, and Dom's been doing some work with him, and all the boys are like saying, like really bigging him up, and I just he's got to do it. He's got to stick at it, and he's got to want to do it. Like these kids now, they get to 15, 16, 17, girls and drink and whatever else gets involved, and then you see it. I see it all the time through boxing, but I think he's with me, so he knows I don't mess around. I'm all or nothing. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Hmm.
I'm here training. I'm here to do a job, and so for him to be around pros and pros at a very high level, he's got a very good start in life and a good start to his boxing career.
That's an interesting point that you touch on in that, you know, I think a lot of younger boxers, anytime they hear people talking about that, oh, the kind of allure of like, going out and partying and getting girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever it is, and you're just young and you're kind of embracing being young and you think you're invincible at a
Yeah,
certain age. You think you can be the best and you can live that lifestyle
of
and you can
course.
be a fighter as well. But it's
Yeah.
time and time again. I mean, the proof is there that it doesn't work out. It doesn't work
No.
out. You have to dedicate yourself to it.
Yeah. A lot of these kids that obviously think they're missing out on something because
Yeah.
they're in the gym and
Yes. Yes.
all their mates, you know what? And 9 times out of 10, it's jealousy because their mates would love to be in the gym, would love to be boxing and doing what they would be doing, but they can't, and that it's like a jealousy thing, sort of thing. So I tell him all the
Mm.
time, like I just say, listen, um, you just got to dedicate yourself now and put the work in now, and it'll all pay off.
So that conversation that you had with Dominic, obviously, when you went to the gym, I mean, I don't know him, but I've
Yeah,
watched enough of his interviews. I've interviewed him myself, and he's someone that's very straight up,
he's
very
straight.
honest,
He's straight
to
as
the
can be.
point.
Yeah,
And it's a great quality, It's only if only
yeah,
more people were like that. But when he is sitting telling you, you're at an age now where this is your last shot and you really need to give it all, how
yeah,
does that sit with you? How did you take that information?
yeah. I took it all in. Listen, I respect him highly. Like I say, his dad's a legend, and Dom's been round it boxing all his life with his dad. So look at the champions he's trained. So he knows what he's talking about. And with Dom, he lives the life as a fighter. He trains himself. He's very fit. Very like he's always in the gym training himself, and he does it all. Last week he took me on the maddest bike ride, and listen, he was at the front. He was up the first one up the hill. He was pushing it. Do you know what I mean? And not
Yeah.
many coaches are going to be doing that. I'll tell you that. So
Yeah.
that respect's there for him anyway because he lives the life as a fighter too. He diets. He does it all. But he's a realist. You know what I mean? He wasn't. He said, listen, you might not have it. You can think you can come back and train and everything, but you might not. And I think me sacrificing, just moving away and coming up here was one thing, and as the weeks going by, I think I'm showing him I'm dedicated and I'm on it 100% because I know this is my last shot at it. I'm 33 now. I've had 31 fights. It's all or nothing. And
Hmm.
listen, he don't want to be wasting his time and his reputation training like someone who ain't really going to do nothing, is he? So I've just got to dedicate myself and give it 110% every time. And I think he's seen that with me now, and I'm improving all the time in the gym, and I'm doing really well. So I think it's going to work well.
I mean, you brought up about your age being at 33, and there's always like a split where people say like, oh, they'll write you off because of
Yeah, of
your age and
course.
because you've
Yeah,
been out for a certain amount of time. But also there's the other side that is you have the perspective. So you have the maturity and you have the knowledge now of what it takes to be the best.
of course. Like a lot of people, like because I've been out in December it'd be 2 years. But because I've been away so long, a lot of people like seem to forget what I've done and what I've achieved. Like you can't achieve and do some of the things I've done in boxing. I'm not saying I went and won a world title or nothing, but to win a British title outright, not many people can say they've done it. To win Commonwealth title, box for a European title, I know I was unsuccessful, but I've boxed at a very high level, and I've got the experience, I've got the knowledge, and yeah, I'm 33, but I'm not an old man. Do you know what I mean? I'm fresh. It was my decision to take that rest, and that's all it was. It was just a rest. Yeah, it was a long time out the ring, but look at this year. This year's been wiped out with COVID anyway, so it's
Yeah.
it's I'm for me to start training when I did in October. It's like I've sort of done it at the right time. I know it's realistically, I do in an ideal world, I would have liked to have been back sooner, but it's not that way. But for me to start training now in October, by the time New Year comes, I'm going to be ready to go and fit and ready to go. And there's going to be fighters there who's just starting, like going through the motions and just, you know what I mean? So I think it's come at the right time for me.
Absolutely. I mean, boxing is kind of a little bit of a brutal sport in that, like you say, all of your achievements, just because you took a little bit of time off, you have to remind people almost, you know what I mean, about what you
Yeah,
have achieved and not to write you off. It
yeah.
seems so brutal as a sport.
But in a sense, do you know what? It's a good thing. I think it might be a blessing in disguise because I know there's a lot of young up and coming fighters, and they might be looking at me like, oh yeah, he's a good name to have on my record, and oh yeah, he's been
Mm.
out the ring this long and this that. I think I can take him, but I'll just say bring him on. Do you know what I mean? I'll be waiting for the phone to ring to take the opportunity to prove a lot of people wrong.
Do you think, obviously, with the move and, you know, having to leave work and sort of restart your life essentially in Sheffield, that will give you an extra drive or an extra motivation to keep on the sort of path, I suppose?
100%. Yeah, to obviously to sacrifice moving away from home and my family and I'm up here and literally all I do is eat, sleep, and train. But I wouldn't want it no other way. I'd not me being up here. I'm not saying I needed to get away because I live a bad life and I'm out all the time and I've got distractions. But it's not that because I'm not that sort of person. But I'm I just this is my last chance and
Mhm.
I want to give it all. And this is the best place for me up here. And with Dom, a world class trainer who's going to take me to that level. Um, I just want to come back and know I've done it, like everything proper, everything correct, and I think I've to make them sacrifices. My family's all supportive of me, and yeah, it's hard, but it is what it is. I've boxed my whole life, and I wanna achieve big things. So them sacrifices come with it.
Now, in hindsight, when you look back, was that 2 years off? Was it necessary? Was it needed?
Definitely, I needed a break. I needed a break because I fell out of love with boxing a bit, and
Yeah.
towards the end, out of my last three fights, I got beat and stopped in two of them, and it just wasn't me. Do you know what I mean? It
Hmm.
just wasn't me, and I just a few things was going on. I just wasn't happy with, and I just fell out of love with boxing, and I just my mind wasn't on it, and especially my last fight, it's like I just didn't even care. It just wasn't me in there. It
Hmm.
just wasn't focused, wasn't switched on, and look what happened. And this boxing, listen, it's a brutal sport, and that's what happened. I got stopped. You know what I mean? Just from not being focused and not being switched on. That's exactly what happened, and lost to someone who I shouldn't be losing to.
Hmm.
So it's it's it was a lot. I've learned from it, and it won't be happening again. So I definitely needed some time off and just to take some me time and rest. But I was always going to fight again, and like I say, ideally it shouldn't have been this long, but it is what it is. I'll be honest, I feel like it's done me good having this rest because
Mm.
I'll go to the gym every day, like, and I'm buzzing to go. Like, I'm up early, my bag's packed, and it's like I'm a kid again. It's like I first started training. Everything's new. It's all fresh to me, and the weeks up here are flying past. I just done a session then with Dom, and I just said to Dom, I said, it's Friday tomorrow. It feels like it just feels like I got up here. It just like the weeks. Where's the week gone? It's they're flying, and it's obviously because I'm enjoying it and I'm having a good time and I'm putting in the good work, and I it don't feel like it's gonna that. I still feel like I'm buzzing, and everyone I speak to, like who I speak to about coming up here training, they're like, oh, you can see like you just see you're in a good place and you're happy, and it's I don't. It's probably get in trouble with my family, but I don't miss home. I like being up here. I like being away. I like training, and this is the 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 person I am. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
love boxing. I've always been around it, and this is what I want. So I'm happy and I'm content with where I am, and I'm fully focused now, and that's what it's all about.
What would you say are some of the biggest differences or changes that have been implemented over the last couple of weeks with your move?
Um, the biggest change for me was when I first walked in the gym, the lines, the famous Ingle lines, and like the circles and everything. I walked
I
in.
want to know more.
I walked in and all the boys are like switching their stance up and down these lines, throwing these shots, and I was looking and thinking, what am I doing here? Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, what's going on? But they've all said, listen, everyone starts somewhere, and I'm picking it up now. And Dom's pads, they're like, they're listen, they look complicated in that, but when you pick it up, it's easy. Do you know what I mean? And he breaks things down. And I've done a pad session with him, and he just broke it all down. And by the end of it, it was like I was just flowing, and it was just going all good. So I'm just enjoying it.
Because that is one of the sort of main focal points with Ingle Gym is the obviously the lines and also the way that the lads hold pads, you know what I
Yeah,
mean, and the way you hit pads.
yeah,
And it's like you're trying to like break it down to see what, like slowing down the video to what exactly is going on here. And it's very intriguing,
yeah.
for someone like me who doesn't really know what's going on, you know what I mean? So
Listen,
I'm glad to
I
hear
don't
you're
know what's
back as
going
a
on.
I'm glad to hear you're back as a beginner again, 100%.
Thanks. That's what
It's
it feels
good.
like.
It's good, really, really, really good. So, do we have a time frame? Is there dates? Is there names? What is the plan?
Not at the minute. My first goal was to listen. I was with Al Smith and Eddie Lamb at the iBox for all
Hmm.
my career. I was with them 9 years of my career, and I've done great things with them. And listen, we're still friends to this day, and we will always be friends. And never left on bad terms or nothing like that. The gym's buzzing. The gym's like got a great bunch of fighters and doing really well. So
Hmm.
it was nothing like that. I just I just wanted a change, and for me to come back, I just felt a change was needed, and a fresh start for me was needed. So um, that was the main thing for me, was to get a new team and a fresh start. And obviously, being out so long, my promotional contract with Frank Warren and Queensbury's expired now. So I'm like a free agent, so to speak. So the next thing for me now is to get
Hmm.
promotional, and management to see what I'll be doing next in the next move. But I'm just going to keep training, and what will be will be. I'll make the best move for me and my career. Like I say, Dom and John Ingle's been around boxing their whole life, so I'm in good hands. They will know what to do and what's best. That'll be the next step for me. And the way I'm training, I should be ready early New Year to get out and get back to winning ways.
Like, there must be a confidence with you that, you know, you've been welcomed into the gym. So there's obviously something has been seen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dominic has obviously seen the potential and knows and trusts that you're going to put in the work and get to where you need to be.
yeah, definitely. And that's why he I've got to give my all,
Mm,
because when I'm up here, I don't want to be wasting no one's time, and
yeah.
I didn't want to just come up here and half-heartedly just, oh yeah, I'm going to get back to boxing. It wasn't that at all, and I said that from when I spoke to him. If I'm up here, I'm going to be up here 100%, and I'm going to give it my all, because this is literally my last chance at it.
I remember watching an interview of yours from a couple of months back, and you were discussing about, grown up and been around, you know, boxing, around Billy Joe and
Yeah,
Tyson and all these world champions, and you know, like that in itself is obviously an incredible memory and a journey to have.
yeah, yeah, of
But
course, yeah,
it was almost like, you know, you were saying, now it's my turn to kind of get out there and have a shot at a world title. So
yeah.
is that something like, is it really in the back of your mind, you know, I need to finish all of this by having that world title?
That's every boxer's dream, to become a world
Hmm.
champion. And if I was going back to boxing not to become world champion, then I'm wasting my time doing it. And I'm surrounded by world class fighters and a world class gym and a world class trainer. So that's the level I want to be at. Do you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's the goals I'm setting. And it was not that long ago. The picture was going about, and in the picture is me, Tyson Fury, James DeGale, Billy Joe Saunders. So they've all went and got their world title. So
Yeah.
it's literally, I better hurry up.
Oh, you better hurry up. Absolutely. Do you know what? That's one of the things I love about boxing is
Yeah,
that, you know, the patterns of boxers as they go along in the years, you know, everyone is connected in some way. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's sort of, it's just, it's a lovely thing to see, you know, like photographs like that from years ago when everyone was kind of coming up together, and then to see how everyone has gone on
yeah,
and shaped their own careers, you know, it's really nice.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we had some laughs them times on the
I'd say
GB
you did
squad.
all right. I'd say there was a few stories floating around there, all right.
Yeah, we've not got time tonight to tell them.
We have all the time if you want to start talking. But obviously, you know, like that, you mentioned Naz at the start of the interview, and like even that, because we spoke about it before, the fact that you have that relationship with Naz, and for
Yeah,
me, that's like the biggest deal in the world. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like, it's just, I don't know how that ever gets normal,
yeah,
knowing that you can pick up the phone and speak to Naz, right?
yeah. Listen, when I was a kid growing up, he was my idol, and like even still sometimes now, like I'll see or speak to him, and I think that's Naz. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And these boys are good boys. Are good friends with them too now. Adam and Sammy, they're good boys, and it's like it's just it's seeing them is like another like Naz all over again. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's exciting for us seeing them because we're like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah,
when are we going to see them out? You know what I mean? It's like, that's like what we had at the weekend with Conor Ben, obviously. And, you know, he's fighting and they have that camera on Nigel Ben. And it's just the
yeah,
history and the legacy. And, you know, when really successful boxers have children
yeah,
and they start boxing,
yeah, yeah. Everyone gets
we
excited,
we
don't they?
hope we hope that they're going to be as great as their parent has been. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like, it's really exciting for us knowing that Naz's two boys are training away.
That's it. Yeah, I'm sure they'd be good when they finally get going, and yeah,
Yeah.
they're good boys.
So I know we're obviously talking about world title shots and being back at Ingle Gym the whole lot, but do you ever think about, you know, after boxing? Is there something
Yeah,
is your heart, piece of your heart somewhere else? Like, is it in management? Is it in coaching? Is it in personal training? Where is
yeah,
it?
yeah. I'd definitely stay around boxing. I've boxed all my life, and doing the PT and the personal training, and I would definitely be getting a gym and doing my own personal training, because it works so well. I didn't When I first started doing it, I didn't realize how quick and how busy I was going to get, and
Mm.
yeah, it just was. There was days I was like non-stop, like from morning till night working. So it works, and I've got clients, and now like I've had to like half let down because I'm back to training. I always told them I was going back to training, but and boxing again. But I think they got bored of hearing it.
Yeah.
But but now I'm actually doing it. I've had to obviously let them all down and not be training them. So they're glad I'm back, but obviously not that I'm not training them no
Yeah.
more. So, but yeah, after boxing, I definitely that's the route I'll be going down.
Good stuff. Before I always at the end of the interview, I always ask the viewer questions to see what
Yeah,
they want to ask you. So before I go and have a look at the questions that have come in,
cool.
obviously big news in the last week or so in that the British government have given £300 million to grassroots sports.
Yeah,
Boxing is not on the list,
yeah, I see that.
which is just typical. but here we
yeah,
are. So I
yeah,
wanted to get your thoughts on it because, as well as speaking to you guys and the guys who are at the top of their game, I also
yeah,
like to have an input in the grassroots ends of things. And my whole message is trying to get people to understand how positive and how impactful
yeah,
boxing gyms, martial arts academies, fight clubs can be to children or to growing adults. And still, time and time again, we don't seem to be getting through to people in government.
yeah. Like boxing changes kids' lives. Do you know what I mean? And it's it's just I just don't get why it's not got any backing, and it's just mental. I just really don't get what these people are doing. And there's sports on there like it's probably gonna upset people, but like horse racing and multi-millionaire owners, and what do they need backing
Well,
for? Do you know what I mean?
it's a fair question because
Yeah,
if the money is there, money is being generated. If the people who are involved in it
yeah,
have a lot of money, and that's kind of been stereotyping, but it's a general stereotype and it's
yeah,
there for a reason.
of course,
With,
yeah,
with boxing, I mean, I don't have to tell you,
yeah,
boxing gyms around the country, like some of them are in bits. They barely
yeah,
have a couple bags. Bags
yeah,
are
no,
hanging together. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like they don't have proper toilets even. I know
no.
gyms that they have to use toilets across the road. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
no, it's
so,
true. It's true, and it's not just like in a certain area. It's the whole around the whole country.
yeah,
There's gyms like that. Do you know what I mean? But they're the gyms where the kids are coming off the street and changing their lives. Do you know what I mean? And
yes.
it's just no backing. That's why I respect and rate Eddie Young, because he's took a stand to this, and he's speaking out, and he's backing it. Do you know what I mean? So you got to respect him for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's influential as well. So
Yeah.
it's someone with a platform that is trying to spark an initiative, I suppose. So
Yeah, definitely. I just
fingers
think if
crossed.
everyone sticks together, the boxing community is a massive community. So when we all come together,
Absolutely.
everyone's going to listen. Do you know what I mean? So if we
Yeah.
keep at it and keep all working together with it, something's got to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's always that thing in the business side of boxing, and there's always that sort of rivalry, and it's like the part of the entertainment that goes with boxing. But for something
Yeah,
like this, it's important that everyone, I think, gets together and works
definitely.
off of the same hymn sheet, as we'd say over here in
100%.
Ireland. Right, okay, I'm going to take a look at the question box
Cool.
and
No worries.
let's see what everyone wants to ask you.
Yeah.
Um, okay. There's a question in from Viking Sports, and they have asked, who would be your ideal sponsorship slash promoter to work with?
Uh, just the what's the best one for me, to be honest. Obviously, being with Frank all my whole career,
Yeah,
I'd done good with Frank and done really well with Frank. But listen, I'm open to. I believe the two main ones are Frank and Eddie. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I'm looking forward. If it means having a fresh start and going with Eddie, then so be it. But yeah, I'll do what's best for me.
good stuff. Good answer. Very diplomatic answer there. um, Sam Smith has said, apart from joining Ingle Gym and trying to get that world title, what else has changed in terms of Bradley Skeete's career?
What's changed in my career?
Yeah, I think maybe they mean like maybe the mindset, like in terms
Oh,
of
sorry.
like,
Yeah,
what else has changed since we've last seen you?
yeah.
Like
Just
obviously you want to be a world champion, world titles
yeah.
on the mix, but has anything else changed?
Not really. Just yeah. I'm just glad to be back, and just yeah. Just not much has changed. I'm just still me. Do you know what I mean? I'm always the same me. Nothing's changed. Just my mindset's like I'm in a good place at the minute, and where before maybe where spoke to you before, yeah, I was working in PTing, but my head was still in boxing, and I was probably not in the right frame of mind, right place. Like, do you know what I mean? And now I've got like a very good buzz about me and a good feeling, a good vibe about me now. So that's what's changed. My mental, like a lot of things talk about mental health. My mental health was like probably at a low, and I was feeling low and a depressed. You know what I mean? I didn't have
Yeah.
what I loved and always done since I was a 7-year-old kid. So now I'm back doing what I do best and back training. I'm buzzing. Do you know what I mean? I'm back on top again.
Good. Great answer. This is from George S. Boxing, and he's asked Bradley, how nervous is it when walking to the ring and dealing with the fans and the heat of everyone watching you?
Yes, it's nerves. It's good to have nerves. I always believe, and I always when I'm getting wrapped up, when you're getting your hands wrapped up, you know that's go time. Get the gloves on, and that initial you get like a 5 minute, 10 minute call before you do your ring walk. That's when my nerves are at my highest, and you're walking down like the corridor to the walkway, and waiting there for your music and that to come on. And once you start that initial ring walk, then that's when it goes, and then you get in the ring, and that's after the first bell. They just go, the nerves go, and it's go time. Do you know what I mean? It's fight time.
Oh, I miss that. I miss that energy so much. I can't wait to be back at a show
Yeah,
again. It's like it's just there's nothing like it. No,
yeah.
nothing like it at all. Okay, we'll take one or two more and then I'll let you go. And we've been training all day. This is from Lodge Farm Fencing, and they've asked, does it ever sink in how much you've accomplished in boxing?
It does. It don't. It's not until I tell you. It's a weird one. It's not until I actually like if I have to ever get my belts out to do something or go somewhere and actually like open up the casing of the belts, and I got like the British title looking back at me, and then I'm thinking that's mine. Like that's mine to keep. No one's ever going to take that, and I worked so hard for it. And then sometimes I look. I think the last I've not had it out for ages, but the last time I opened the box and it was just looking back at me, I was like starting to get emotional, starting getting a lump in my throat, and that's just and that's when it kicks in. And I've got a little girl, and like obviously I do everything for her. Do you know what I mean? To have the best life she can have, and just to see her proud of me, and like seeing her dad on TV and being proud of me. That's when I look back and think, oh yeah, I've done well. Do you know what I mean?
That's very nice. I'm moving on before I start crying, Bradley Skeete. There's a comment in from Troy Williamson, and he said, always been a huge fan of Bradley. Glad to see him back. That's very
Wicked.
nice.
Troy's a good fighter. He's a good guy.
Do you know about his current situation?
Troy's no,
He went on holidays at the
yeah,
start of this week with his mate, who's a footballer,
yeah,
to one of the MTK gyms over in like Spain somewhere, and he was staying for 10 days for they're going to have a bit of a training camp.
yeah.
And when they got there, they had to be tested for coronavirus, and he tested negative and his mate tested positive, even though he's no symptoms, like there's no, like he's totally fine.
No,
So they have been locked in their apartment building since they arrived. They can't leave. They basically have to stay
no.
there and get back on the plane and go back to the UK at the end of the week.
How's your
So
luck?
I was doing like live videos like this, but on my personal Instagram page.
Yeah.
So he jumped on and he was like, "Here I am." They were in separate rooms.
No.
They had to get someone to go do the shopping for them. So he had said he doesn't drink dairy, he doesn't eat dairy. So he had said
Yeah.
to the guy, "I don't drink like cows, like animal milk. So could I get
Yeah.
like oat milk or coconut milk?" And he brought him back porridge oats and a tin of coconut milk.
Oh,
It's the best thing ever. He's
oh,
so
don't.
disgusted about it. I
Oh,
just think it's hilarious. It's so funny. But it's like the worst thing that could happen, but it's a good buzz. I was like, look, just put it behind you when you get back
yeah.
and it'll make for a great
That's a
story.
story to tell, ain't it?
100%, 100%. But
Um,
last question before I let you go. There's loads of people have been asking it, so I'll
yeah.
just I won't call out a name, but everyone's asking about your thoughts for the card of the weekend. Joe
Oh
Joyce
man,
versus
I'm
Daniel
going.
Dubois. I can't wait.
Listen, Joe's my boy, man. Boxer Joe from we're from the same amateur gym. So seeing Joe come through the gym doors as a keep fitter to blitzing the amateurs and winning ABAs, winning I believe Olympic gold medal, to medaling at every major tournament in the amateurs, to then turning pro and listen, fighting, not going through the route of like fighting journeyman, to be fighting ex-world champions and world title challengers, and he smashed it. And I believe he's getting wrote off on the weekend for I don't know what reason. Listen, Daniel Dubois is a great fighter and he's very powerful and strong, but listen, Joe. I've seen what Joe's all about, and he's a beast. Do you know what I mean? He's an absolute beast, and yeah, his style's not really pleasing on the eye, but he's effective and he gets the job done. And I just think Joe's just got to be Joe and just do what he does best. Just get his chin down, be very, very like switched on early. Don't take silly big shots for no reason, and just walk through Daniel and just keep working and do what he does best. Listen, no heavyweight can live with Joe's work rate, and every round he just keeps going and going and going. And I believe he'll get the job done. I think either points or late stoppage I'm going for Joe.
Are you surprised that so many people in media and kind of commenting on social and stuff are pitting against him, are
I
saying that
can't.
he has no chance?
The last time I looked, he was 3-1 at the books. I was thinking that's like it's like he's not got no chance. Do you know what I mean? I really don't get it. But listen, for everyone betting on him, they're gonna have a good Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I don't gamble, but I'm going to now.
Yeah.
You sold it to me. But it's going to be a great card. I'm so happy
Yeah.
that it's come around. You know, I didn't
Yeah,
think we
it's
were
been
going
a
to see
long
it
time.
this
It's
year.
been like a year waiting, really, ain't it?
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
fight. So
it is the perfect way to finish out the year, isn't it?
yeah, that's it. And I've heard in the late December the shows they might be having crowds back. So it's
Yes.
a start, so we can end the year on a
Yeah.
high and get ready for my return in the new year.
Yes, absolutely. And because Ireland is different. Ireland are literally like they've no intentions of opening anything back up over here. So it's the
Serious.
UK. But I'm going to be moving to the UK next year, so I'm delighted. So I'm like, I don't care about
Okay.
everyone over here. I'm going to the UK. I'll be back working. I don't care. But that will be nice to be able to get to your comeback fight and
wicked.
to have a proper post-fight interview.
I
But
can't wait.
I'm delighted for you, Bradley. Thank you so
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. And
And
I appreciate the t-shirt and the
you're welcome. Thank you for the photograph. I really appreciate it.
no worries. That's
No,
all
it was
right.
really
Cheers.
good.
Thanks.
Yeah, and tell everyone that I said hello and give my love to Amir
I will
Khan,
do.
my favorite out of the lot of you.
Killer. He's the man.
A
Killer's
killer.
the man. I will tell him.
Good stuff. Enjoy the rest
Thank
of your
you.
night and I'll talk to you
Cheers.
soon, Bradley.
Thank
See
you.
you
See you
later.
soon. Take
Bye,
care.
bye, bye,
Bye
bye.
bye.